West Coast MarbleCross is back with the main event of the Oakwood Triple Crown. And 14 marbles who have worked hard through the qualifiers, even grabbing themselves a place in that last chance qualifiers, have worked their way to the main event here. Same track, you can see the little bump there on the left towards the end of the track, the staple of this particular structure. And these 14 marbles will go in 3 races: the sprint race of 5 laps, the lap race of 10 laps, and the timed race of 5 minutes, and 1 lap. And it'll be scored by where you place, so the lowest amount of points that you can get is better, because first place will be 1 point, while 14th is going to be a big 14. So as long as you can get the least amount of points, you'll have the victory. Now, getting started here in the starting gate, all 14 of them from the various teams, as they rev up their rolling. And they're off. We're rolling here through the first race, which is 5 laps, and Reef is out into front, followed by Orion, Sunny in 3rd, and Nebula in 4th. You'll see the top 7 there in the top left, and the rest of them will kind of languish in the back. But it is Reef. Reef is from the Beach Bums, same as Lifesaver, who is taking up residence in 6th place currently. And they would like to make a good showing here and grab the least amount of points here in the first race. Nebula has jumped past Orion, who are of the same team as well. Space Invaders getting all 3 marbles qualified into the main event. And at least 2 of those marbles, so coming out strong here. Eclipse, also from the Space Invaders, is now up into 7th, and now the Space Invaders have all 3 of their qualifying marbles here into the top half. Let's focus on the race here into lap 3. Reef getting some pressure from Nebula, but keeping out in front. They slow down around that curve, but it is still Reef into the lead. Sunny moving in 3rd. Sunny is from the Beach Bums as well, who also have 3 marbles qualified, with Lifesaver down in 6th. But it is Reef in 1st. Nebula sandwiched by Sunny and Reef. And Macintosh from the producers will hold 4th place. Well, you see Nebula getting caught up there out of the starting gate area. He's going to lose some ground, but quickly gain it back up and now be on Reef's tail once again. Nebula literally touching Reef there for the last couple of track lengths, but he still can't seem to get around him. Sunny, little in no man's land there out in 3rd place. Not much pressure, but as I say that, he's gonna get hit from Macintosh. We're into the final lap already. This first race is a short race, as Sprint says, and Nebula jumps into 1st place past Reef. Good move, taking advantage of Reef's hesitation through that track transition from the fenced-in area to the normal track, and Reef is down into 2nd. Sunny still in 3rd. Pressure from Thing now, and Lifesaver. But the race is going to end with Nebula in 1st. But the real prize here goes to the Beach Bums, who have all 3 of their qualifying marbles up in the top 5, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th respectively. So I have to imagine that the Beach Bums are pretty happy with their performance so far. But Nebula does pull through with 1st place, and that's going to be a good deal. See Macaw and Canary from the Tropic Flyers not starting off well, taking a 13th and 14th place. That's a ton of points, and not really what they were looking for there for that team. Lap race here coming next, 10 laps, the second of the 3 races. An opportunity for some of the less fortunate teams to come back here with a fury. Land Strike, Tropic Flyers, Open Sea Racing, they could all use a solid performance here. And we go to main event number 2. And they're readied up here at the starting gate. a swirl of color. And that's a little bit different about this particular marble race. Not all the marbles on the same team are cookie cutter replicas of each other, and that's what makes it so unique. Canary will get out into first here into lap 1. And that kind of diversity of marble throughout the teams here is what brings together the spectators, fans, and even competitors that you see in West Coast MarbleCross. Canary still out in the lead here. Canary coming from the Tropic Flyers, who seem to have a couple qualified here. Couldn't get Flamingo in there, but you win some, you lose some. And Sunny from the Beach Bums back up in 3rd place, going for another successful race. Lifesaver as well into 5th. And the Beach Bums are certainly not quitting here. All 3 of them would love to pick themselves up a victory here in the West Coast MarbleCross Oakwood Triple Crown. And all 3 of them are setting themselves up for that victory, as they're all in the top 7 currently. Right now it is Canary's race, though, staying in front of Sarge by a little bit. Sarge, with a Landstrike team, would also like to do them proud and pick up a 2nd place here. And with those finishes, they'd be in a good position to possibly win the whole thing in race 3. Just got to keep your eye on who's in the lead and what moves these marbles are making to try to take over the lead. Right now, Canary has made a huge move of speed and has a huge gap between her and Lifesaver in 2nd. Sarge, on the opposite hand, has lost a place here and is residing in 3rd. Sunny and Reef are now up into 4th and 5th place, and the Beach Bums have taken over the top 5 with, again, 3 marbles in the top 5 as of now. But don't look now, the Space Invaders are not very happy about that, also putting 2 marbles up into the top 7 and hoping to move them up a little bit further. Canary still way out in front, but get a look from Sarge and Lifesaver, and maybe that gap will decrease here. A lot of dark marbles here in the middle of the pack, from 6th to about 10th place. You can see a mix of Frankenstein in there, who's now jumped to 7th place, and Orion, who's back in 9th. But it is Canary who's getting 1st place, but as I say that, Lifesaver makes some moves around her, a couple of contact points, and he's up into 1st place now. And the Beach Bums continue to climb the ranks here. Sunny still in 4th, Reef still in 5th. And Canary and Sarge, you gotta think here, they might be overwhelmed by all the Beach Bums in the top 5. Certainly I would be. Lifesaver, similar look to Canary, more of a blue and red stripe instead of that orange stripe of Canary. Let's take a look back at 3rd place with Sarge trying to edge out Sunny here and hold that lead. It's a close race between the two. Sunny moving around, a couple contacts from the back. There won't be a change of placements quite yet. And you see where the pressure starts to hit these marbles. Oh, and as we say that, I think Frankenstein might have lost his way through the course, and he's not going to finish. And I think it'll be up to Thing, who's in 6th place currently, to try to bring things home here for the Green Monsters. Sarge still holding off Sunny in 3rd place. We like to see it. And Thing trying to hold 6th place, but he's going to drop back as Eclipse rolls right around him. But not for long, as he immediately switches back and continues to take up 6th place again. We're getting close to a possible overlap here, as our 14th place marble, are now 13th since Frankenstein is out. It's not that big of a gap away from Lifesaver and Canary. We're kind of gaining on him, honestly. Placements are still pretty much the same here in the top 7 as we head into the final lap of the race. Lifesaver here coming out way in the lead. You can look back in the middle here, and take a look at Canary, who's holding second pretty comfortably, and Sarge, who was able to shake off Reef for the time being, and Sunny, and end in third as he crosses the line. Sunny and Reef will come through in fourth and fifth, respectively, giving the Beach Bums another top 5 sweep here. And Thing and Eclipse will do their teams well, finishing in 6th and 7th. So that will be the end of race 2, and it will be race 3 that will decide the end. Frankenstein will pick up 14 points as he is a not finished marble. It's a shame, but the officials are there guiding him to safety. And Lifesaver, another good race for him. Reef and Sunny, the same can be said. And look at the total points. Lifesaver, Sunny, and Reef going to be battling for the Oakwood Triple Crown on the same team with 6, 7, 7 points. Thing and Nebula with 10 and 11, rounding out that top 5. So Thing and Nebula and Sarge have a good chance here if the Beach Bums have a struggling race. And this is the race to either struggle or not in, as it is 5 minutes long. So this is much more extended here than the previous. We'll take a look at the starting gate here. 5 minutes plus 1 lap. And that means when the 5 minutes runs out, the lap will finish that the marbles are in and do one more. You can see your favorite marbles there in the starting gate as they ready up here for the final race. And they're off in a burst of color, and Reef and Lifesaver from the Beach Bums out in the top 2 already. Beach Bums, I gotta tell you what, they are not quitting. Lifesaver is in the current lead in points with 6 points. Exactly that low number that you'd be looking for. Reef with 7, and same with Sunny, who has disappeared from the top 7 currently. All battling for possible victory. Thing and Nebula are just behind in 4th and 5th overall. And working to gain some more points. Sarge also with 13 points right now, so if he can take that first place spot, as he's in 2nd right now, moving around Lifesaver. Tried to go the outside line there, but no dice. If he can take first place, that would lot him a 1 point total, and if Lifesaver drops back a little bit, Sarge could round out the 3 races with a victory overall and make the Landstrike fans very happy. But as I say that, Reef jumps back into 2nd place. A good maneuver on the inside line through that one curve, and a little bit of contact there, some aggression, and Sarge almost stops dead for a moment. Reef is not here to play around. Maybe even a little bit dirty out there on the track, I have to be honest. And Nebula takes advantage of Sarge's unfortunate situation, and Sarge is already down into 4th. Sunny back up into 6th. First look from McCaw as well from the Tropic Flyers. We now even passed Sunny. Is trying to keep things moving in 6th. Let's take a look at Sarge. How is he doing? Getting past once more, down into 5th. Thing. Solid movement around him. Sarge seemed to be pretty shaken by that one knock from Reef, which literally did stop him dead for a moment. And Reef triumphantly runs into first place, even around Lightsaber. And we'll cut it off. Now Reef, if Reef gets first here, he will be tied with Lifesaver should Lifesaver stay in 2nd place, but take the overall victory because the placements in this race are the tiebreaker. So Reef taking first and equaling the points with Lifesaver will be a place above Lifesaver in this particular race and hold the victory. But the race is not over yet, so no need to get into those details. 2 minutes and 20 seconds about to go here. A lot of racing left to happen. Thing, with an impact from Sarge from behind, is now barely in front. Sarge making his way back from the bottom of the top 7. And he's going to lose out on Thing here for a little while. Sarge, it has been quite a ferocious racer out there. He's been battered by some of the other marbles, but refuses to give up. And we'll also talk about the Space Invaders, who have a marble in 5th and 7th. They are certainly not the Beach Bums in this Triple Crown, but I can foresee in future races some pretty good performances from them. Nebula moves his way up into 4th place. Another successful move from the Space Invaders. Eclipse up into 5th, and now the Space Invaders are making their move for the top. There's a mess of marbles here back in the middle, from 7 to about 12. And they're just struggling to get out of their own little conglomeration. Reef way out in front, followed by Lifesaver. Thing making a move on Lifesaver, but was held up by the track wall and loses out some ground. Canary, a wide distance between her and Thing. And the first look from Ice Cube. Don't forget about Ice Cube from the Open Sea Racing. And you see a first look from them from 6, but Thing is really an important marble here. He has grabbed 2nd place and has broken into the Beach Bum's reign of terror and is now making a challenge for Reef. Moving around him, only a couple marble lengths behind. Into the 2nd sector here with 32 seconds to go. Reef, oh, another hit. That point of contact has worked very well for Reef. Slowing down to knock the opposing marble back and give them that startle for a moment. It happened again there with Thing. And you gotta hope that Thing doesn't lose all control like Sarge did, and he doesn't, and indeed he will take 1st place. Not wanting to give up after that aggressive move from Reef, and is now a couple track lengths out in front. Reef and Lifesaver still in the position to win. Reef right now in the 1st position. Who would tie with Lifesaver on the finish here if they finish as so. Thing. Too many points to take the overall win, even if he gets 1st here. Final lap, here they go. Lifesaver, a knock into Reef there, but Lifesaver still behind. Lifesaver needs to get around Reef if he's going to take the win. Let's take a look at Eclipse in 4th place, who's challenging both of those marbles respectively. Knocks Lifesaver into Reef like a pinball machine would. But it's only going to give Eclipse a wider gap to deal with. Reef coming to the finish line here, and it's just past Lifesaver, and Reef will be your 2nd place finisher in this race. Thing will take the overall victory, but Reef... Thing will take the victory in this race, but Reef will take the overall victory. And all you can say about Sarge right now is that he did finish in the top 7. So let's take a look at the overall points here. Thing, Reef, Lifesaver rounding out your top 3. Eclipse, Canary, Nebula, Sarge, and Ice cubed in your top 8. And Reef with 9 points will oust Lifesaver because of his more favorable finish here in this race. Thing taking 3rd overall with 11 points. Nebula 17 in 4th, and Eclipse 18 in 5th. And Reef from the Beach Bums is won the Oakwood Triple Crown. And we'll take a look at a victory lap here. A nice touch from the creators of the West Coast MarbleCross to give that victory lap opportunity. And we'll credit our construction crew here, Dustin and Nikki Martin, as well as Richard and Ashley Vasquez, who have put together this beautiful production, which has been covered and produced and broadcasted to you by MSW. And Reef will take home the Oakwood Triple Crown Cup here, a beautiful trophy. And we will see you guys in the next installment of West Coast MarbleCross.